With the thing about 301 in domains,
yeah,
drop domains or existing domains?
existing. Because with dropped domains, what I would do is I'd put a couple of pages of content, really close to the microphone. I'd put a couple of pages of content on there and just let them seed out. It was only today, it's like we worked with one of the Forex banks a few years ago, and I built up quite a big domain portfolio, seeded it all out, never had to use them, they were mine anyway. And I'm walking around here today seeing all the Forex operators out there. I'm like, maybe it's time to switch those babies back on again. And they're good to go. So that's a different thing. So if you're buying a drop domain, you 301 them, what could happen is that drop domain could actually get purged out of Google anyway. You just never know that. 301 them straight at bat is a little bit of high risk. I think you must probably about, how long ago was it? 8-9 months ago. There was a big spurge of like drop domains, put casino stuff on there, interlink them all together, they'd pop around for 14 days and then they disappear, which is average for a new WordPress install, by the way. You'll get a 14-day grace period. If you can't build the authority quick enough, then you'll start dropping out of the search. So the way that they worked it is WordPress stuff up on drop domains and just keep gudgy, and they would just they always add one site in there.
Can I just add, if you were to go for the drop domains, look for domains that aren't the .com, .net, .org namespace where there's a global public zone file. Look for domains at a country level where there isn't a public zone file. There are multiple countries that will not provide a zone file. If you don't know what that is, you can have to Google it, but it's to do with DNS entries and registrations and things. I had lunch with Matt Cutts 2-3 years ago. He was looking for a solution then. He still hasn't found it now. If you were to go down that drop domain space, expired domain space, non-public zone file, speak to me afterwards if you don't know what I mean.
Do we have any other? One more? Yes, could I ask if you could comment on the commissioning of content to optimize keywords? Is this a good idea, even if sometimes the content isn't all that brilliant, or should one just optimize the keywords more simply?
You need work. You need content on a page to be able to rank. You need links to help you get the ranking. The domain status, Dave uses the term authority, I use status, we mean the same thing, helps exponentially. But if you don't have the content up there, it don't have the opportunity to rank itself. So it doesn't matter what links you put in if there's no mention of the phrase that you're trying to get to rank for. So you need the content is queen, links are king, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, if you throw a link at a website that doesn't even have those words on there, if both websites have got decent authority, you can make that second website rank for that keyword phrase, even though it's not even on there. Obviously, you're not going to get it for online poker or something like that, but so links are the most important, but obviously you need to have the words on the page for the search engines to go, yeah.
I'm actually, I understand that, but I'm just concerned about whether it's necessary to have a long article and embed the keyword that you're trying to optimize, or just have a call to action with that keyword.
The more words you have, the more words you'll be indexed for. It's as simple as that. The better the quality, the more chance you're going to get natural linkage. So again, if I'm putting content out on the web, I go from things like this was rubbish and just a straight link out. I'm quite happy to do that because that's the sort of thing I do. Or I'll put in a bit of work and put an A4 piece of text up there that is good quality. It's horses for courses, but you need content on your sites.
And when you're putting the content on your sites and you're getting that content made for you, don't take the lazy man's option and put it across your stables, because it's just duplicate content. If you're going to build content and repurpose it, I usually like to use an 80-20 rule. I want to change 80% of the stuff and only leave 20% the same, so that it looks like unique content. So when it goes out across all the different domains, it's not the same and it goes up at different times. Sometimes I'll lag it by months. So don't blitz all of your domains at the same time with the same content.
Yeah, the other thing to consider is with latent semantic analysis, indexing and all this muck-a-buck that they've talked about for years, your keyword doesn't even necessarily need to be in the actual content. If it's talking on the subject of the keyword, it will still be picked up. And that seems to be where the engines are talking about going in multiple ways, not just content on your site, but in looking at the backlinks to your site and the relativity of certain keywords in relation to others. So I don't think it's necessary to pick a keyword out and write an article about it. You can have multiple pages pointing back to that page as long as they're in the same context. You'll be safe.
Is everyone in the audience familiar with the term latent semantic indexing, or muckabuck?
Muckabuck's a new one to me.
So-
I've heard about it.
So
It's-
basically what latent semantic indexing is about is it's the way in which the search engines determine what term, what results are best for a term. And so probably the most used example of this is that it's the association of one word to another in a certain amount of body text. So if you search Apple in Google, how does Google know if you're looking for the computer or the fruit? And how does it decide which page to produce for that kind of result? And what they usually do is it's the association of other terms. So for sites that are Apple Mac, you're going to also see OS, you're going to see MacBook Pro and other iPhone associated with it. And whereas with the other Apple, they're going to find Orchard.
Yeah,
So
if
you
you-
know what that means, latent semantic indexing, so you're just not like, what?
If you want to see it in work and in action, you can go into Google and use your tilde sign and then put your keyword in there. Compare that to the results of the regular search, and you'll see the difference between latent semantic analysis and a typical algorithm to using
What sign do you use?
tilde sign.
TILDE is a squiggly line.
It looks like a little worm. on
Is
your
that like the
keyboard.
Enya for space?
Next week I'll post something on the CAP forum about this,
We're
including where to find
pretty
it.
much out of time. Do we have any other questions before?
I've got one more, I think we're here.
One more?
If you check SEO Chicks, there might be something on there about the steps that you should take in order to utilize social media in a good, proper white hat way. And I would, of course, never recommend breaking the law in the UK and pretending to be somebody that you're not, right?
Ignoring?
I would never do that. My name is not Igor, and I don't live in Bosnia, no. And I don't live in Switzerland either, so, and which is sad because they have good chocolate.
Well, another thing to always consider when it comes to social media, or really any of the tactics that we're talking about, there's also a positive benefit to just increasing the amount of saturation of your brand online. I mean, those references, whether they're linked or not, are hugely important in creating trust and creating authority for your brand, and that'll help on the conversion side. So that's just as important as ranking.
People will see you when they go out and search for you, and that creates trust. And that's, in human psychology, one of the most important things in getting that conversion is gaining that trust, online especially.
Can anyone ever remember Stumble cards?
I do.
They were awesome.
It was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, and everyone, basically what it was, you'd be stumbling along, and all of a sudden you just get a graphic of a card that was quite well to be a Disney card or something like this, but it annoyed so many stumblers that they'd go thumbs down, and every time they thumbed down or thumbs up, it was still an interaction, it was still a vote. So the more that they did it, the more these stumble cards came along. And Dave Davies out in Ireland, we made him dance because he thought it was so annoying. But everybody talked about these things. Everyone was talking about them at the time. The guy got shed loads of backlinks. That's the site you want to go out and buy and just 301 it. So that's the other things I look for, is things that have been hit in the social media space, and then those guys tend not to know that it was worth what it was. Like Peter van der Graaf's, the soccer one that he did, that's just lying out there dead. You know what I mean? It's like, how criminal is that?
If you're a sports operator or a sports affiliate, sports betting affiliate, find Peter, he's a Dutch guy, I don't know if he's here, he lives in Amsterdam, get your checkbook out. You should be buying it.
Yeah, you know, I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that that just goes to the roadside. You know, I mean, people do things like the red paperclip guy is another one that went totally viral. Alex Chew's, what do we call it, $1 Million homepage. I've actually got a picture of that in my office just to show that any stupid idea can make $1 million online. And it's one of those ones where if that had went well, and then he just moved on to the next thing, how much would the website cost? You know what I mean? It's only because he was on TV all over the place that he actually had any kind of equity out of it.
Are you saying something because he's on TV? The truth is he was on TV.